Oh my gosh, shocker, they actually liked you. Welcome back to another edition of 90 Day Fiance. The train wreck continues, as it is always nothing but a train wreck, and Sarper and Shekinah make their triumphant return because, you can't have every couple on every episode. But before we get to that, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and make sure you share. Let's get right into it, because it starts out positive, but which way does it go? I don't think it's going to go well.
Today is my birthday,
Woohoo!
and it also happens to be Sarper's birthday. And we're born at the same time, but 2 years apart.
All right, but pay attention to that because they have a little bit of interesting way of kind of explaining that. Because you think, oh, they have the same birthday on the same day. Not exactly.
Sarper, you were born on the 21st. And Shekinah, you were born on the 20th.
Yeah.
Huh?
And you have the same birthday. How?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big point.
Time difference.
The time difference. It's not born in the same date. We just born in the same moment.
I get what he's trying to say. So, time difference, hours. So, she was born, if you take away the time, maybe it's, I don't know what the difference is in Turkey and the United States, but if it's like 9 a.m. there and it's 10 p.m. in Turkey, they were born at the same time. Technically, if they were born, one was born in Turkey or one was born in the United States, they would have the same birthday. I get it. But they're stretching here, especially because, bro, what do you think is going to happen if y'all have the same birthday? You know what that equals? You never have a birthday. You are going to be just doing for her. And I'm not saying she won't ever do anything for you or get you a gift, but it's going to be all about her. And you're never going to have a birthday. Now, whatever. As I get in my older age, as I grow, I don't even really care about birthdays that much. I just want to see others happy. So, whatever. If that's where he's at, power to him. But if you want to celebrate your birthday, you should not be going this route of we have the same birthday. You should have separated and said, no, different dates. 20th and 21st? No, not same birthday. But I don't know. He seems like he's, he might want his own birthday, so this should be interesting. Now, they decide that they're going to go out to eat for their birthdays with his family. Nice and all. But he decides that this is the right time to go ahead and tell them about the K1 visa. Bad timing, man. Bad timing.
Başvuruyorsun. Eğer onaylanırsa gidiyorsun. 90 gün içinde evleniyorsun orada.
So he's telling them that they applied for the K1. He'll have to go there and get married within 90 days, if granted. Now, the big problem with this whole thing is that he has expressed many times that he has no interest in moving outside of Turkey and living in the United States. He said that numerous times. He's saying he will do it for her, but he really doesn't want to. So this might lead to some resentment. So not going to exactly be the best idea to go forward with this. And his family definitely ain't really feeling it.
Continents, yeah.
I'm not eager
Mom ain't
to
feeling
go,
it, that's
but
for sure.
being with you is more important for me.
Nice. Maybe.
Afrika'ya gidip bizi bırakması
But-
yani bana biraz üzücü gibi geliyor. Ama yoksa oğlumun tabii bir Türk kızıyla evlenip burada yaşamasını daha çok
And
tercih
there
eder.
it is. I would have preferred my son to marry a nice Turkish girl. So this isn't, they have treated her nicely and been kind to her, but clearly they have some resentments about what's going on. So there are definitely issues on both sides. It's not just Sarper and it's not just Shekinah. Now, she has more issues with her whole family agreeing or getting down with the whole relationship. His family is a little more accepting, but clearly his mom has some holdups. Now, that all seems well and good, and you know how dinner goes, but clearly something took a left turn and it just went gone because wow.
You ripped out my hair extensions.
I didn't rip
And
her
you put my
hair.
phone out of my hand and you wouldn't give
Yeah,
it
I
back to me.
took her phone from here, and yeah, one of their extensions from here came out. I never harm her.
I took her phone and one of her extensions came out. Now that just seems like my theory is simple, that she had her phone, or they were something about a vanity, they were arguing. She pulled out her phone and said, "I'm leaving," and he snatched her phone away, and maybe her hair was caught up on it and ripped an extension out. So he's downplaying it, she's overplaying it. Clearly, they are a volatile relationship that is going to be this whole thing of cats and dogs fighting, and they're going to come back together, and that's just going to be their relationship until someone gets tired of it. The question is how quickly it happens and who's the one that gives up and says, I'm done. I would venture to say, you know what? I'm going to put my money on him. I'm going to say he says he's done first or he cheats on her. That will be probably the route it goes. But I don't know. She might get fed up. To be determined.
Ripped my hair extension out. And I said, give me my phone back. And he says, what?
I don't know where your phone is.
How would I know where your phone is? And I was like, you just took my phone. Am I like...
Yeah.
He was trying to make me feel like I was going crazy.
Now, if that's what he actually did, that is the definition of gaslighting. Now, maybe he was just doing what he does and being really awkward and be like, oh, where's your phone? And trying to piss her off, sure. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know how it exactly went down. There's his story, there's her story, and then there's the truth somewhere in between. Either way, they are a volatile relationship. If she leaves and doesn't come back, she's better off for it. Both of them really are. The fact is she's got a daughter there that she shipped off to boarding school that she should be spending time with any damn way. And clearly, you being in this relationship that you're nonstop fighting is not doing well by you or anyone in your life. So, get out now. I mean, entertaining to watch. Keep it up. Y'all want to stay together and keep fighting? I'm good watching it and commentating on it because, well, it's entertaining. It ain't good for love, though. It ain't going to end well. But entertaining for TV? Sure. Now, Corona and Inky have probably the most interesting of relationships because out of all the couples, I think they're the least one I would pick out to be together because it's just an odd match. He's positive overall, and she's kind of this whole thing of like, I basically put on a facade of being nice, but wait till I show you my mean side. So, and all of a sudden, she jumps up and moves to Iceland just because, when in reality he's showing plenty of signs of this is just a fun thing for him and he's not really ready to commit. So this is just bizarre. But now she's talking about meeting his parents and how she's just assuming it's going to be a disaster. I get there are some nerves there, but she definitely throws the race card in there and everything like that, which is interesting to say the least for people you have absolutely never met. So it should be interesting on how this actually plays out.
I don't know a lot about Inky's parents. All I know is what he's told me, which is they are quite old, quite conservative, and I don't think they've ever had a black person in their home before.
And that matters because why? I mean, she has no indication that there's going to be anyone treating her any differently just because she's black. So that's an interesting statement to say the least, going in thinking that's going to happen. Now, if it does, then you call someone out for being wrong and just judging someone just because of something so stupid like their race. But she's taking it, running with it because there's not as many black people in Iceland. So I don't buy it. I just think it's something stupid. And she's using an excuse because she's nervous to go in and she's just throwing everything out there. So if the fact is that they don't like her, then she can just throw all these excuses as to why instead of maybe they didn't like her for her son, for their son. Doesn't exactly play out that way though, and she might not exactly be correct. Now, the other interesting thing of why I don't even understand why she's automatically just going in thinking that there's going to be some magical thing that makes everybody hate her, because she already met his brother, Inky's brother, and she said that he is one of her favorite people, that they hit it off and he'll tell her what's going on and everything like that. So knowing that his brother was so accepting of you, I don't know why you would go in thinking that his parents would automatically be dismissive of you for any reason. Now, of course, I think there are some nerves there. What really is going on is that there are some nerves there, and she's just grabbing at every excuse, so it makes it easier to say, hey, this is why, this is why, this is why, instead of just maybe she didn't make a good first impression. It's just an easier out, and that's what I think it is. And so it's somewhat innocent, because on some level, we all do that if we're nervous. But she kind of took it to an extreme and had no reason to do that because this happened.
Oh, nice to see you.
Hello, gaman að kynnast þér.
Já, you speak Icelandic.
Já, tala smá íslensku.
Very good. Can I just have a
Oh my gosh, shocker, they actually liked you. And you had all these preconceived notions that did not come true, and guess what? They're actually nice people. But that should have been like a foregone conclusion because, you know, him and his brother should have been kind of an indication of how the parents would be because they got it from somewhere. So it ends up well. His parents are very welcoming, which is great. You don't want someone to be negative. You don't want someone to make someone feel unwelcome. So it ends up like it should have ended up. And the nerves that she had just were pointless, and she was grasping at straws of any reason why they might not like her, but it was unneeded and pointless.
Yeah, she's super happy.
Okay, good. Yay.
Og ég búin að bíða eftir því mjög lengi að Inky komi með.
Never brought home a girlfriend.
Bara hún búin að hylla okkur bara upp skónum. Þannig að, wow, gæti bara gera ánægri.
I mean, look at that. They could not be happier. They've charmed them all. They're happy he finally brought home a girlfriend. So, I mean, everything is positive. Now, the problem is that he's still playing it kind of like nonchalant, like she moved there to live with you, and now you're kind of like, we'll see where it goes. The mom starts talking about having kids and grandkids and all this, and Inky's like, well, slow down, Mom. It's only been 4 or 5 months. Yeah, but you had her uplift her whole life and come live in Iceland, and you were good with that, just being a girlfriend and not having any kind of commitment. This is an interesting dynamic, and this part is going to be the most interesting. Now that they're past meeting the family and all that stuff, the fact that they seem to be on this like kind of girlfriend-boyfriend phase, but yet she up and moved to Iceland, and yet they can't get past this kind of casual dating almost feeling is really bizarre. So we'll see how that plays out because it's just not going to end well. You move to a different place. You're not just going to be girlfriend, boyfriend forever. There's got to be some sort of commitment. So what's the point? She's not going to want to stay there unless you're, getting married or something. Quick update on Statler and Dempsey because there's not a whole lot going on with them in this episode, but they are making headway in their trip. And even though there's not much in this one, I still think we're going to see some fireworks, and not in the good way, going forward on this long European journey.
Compared to when she arrived to England, I was hoping to be welcomed with open arms at the airport.
I know.
I was so excited to see you.
Yeah?
Like, I just wanted to kiss and be like, babe, I've missed you.
Yeah.
I know.
But what?
To be fair, I was excited to see you.
No, not to be fair. You were not excited. You were a grumpalump. That's what you were, and you didn't give a damn. You were just pouting and being in your own head. The problem is, this one's entertaining for a number. They should have their own sitcom. It should be like the lesbian road trip sitcom with a laugh track and everything, because I feel like it could be like the Seinfeld of lesbians, because they could be entertaining, but she would definitely be just negative all the time, and the other one would be trying to make light of it. So interesting. She can apologize later, but yet she was not acting happy to see anyone in that moment. She was just all up in her feelings. And, then she wants to say, oh, my anxiety, my anxiety. Look, you don't get to hurt people's feelings because you claim your anxiety's hurt. You don't get to be like that to people just because you want to claim your anxiety. That is a cop-out. Give me a break with it. So it's just going to get worse. But until then, in the meantime, let's just enjoy the road trip, I guess. Now, Sean and Joanna haven't met up in Ireland again yet, but now they have to tell everyone in their families that they're actually married, including his daughter, including her 2 sons, including her best friend. She just told her mom, so she knows, but that just didn't really end well. And the fact is now you're betting on the fact that your boys will actually like Sean and it'll be all good. But what if they don't? You've already been married for 2 years. How is that going to end? The time to decide, or the time to make those decisions about how your boys are going to like somebody, was before you got married. So this should play out fun, I guess. What are you going to do if they don't like him? You claim that you're going to not move there. I don't buy it. I think you're going to find an excuse and say, oh, you're being ridiculous. You'll get to like him in time. I think that's what's going to happen if they don't like him.
To say goodbye because I already know the future. They don't.
Yeah.
The boys are about to meet a man that they have no idea who he is, and they're about to find out that that's their stepfather.
Yes, he is their stepfather. They've been married for 2 years. You're going to find out that that's your stepfather, And then you're going to either feel guilty and not want to tell your mom how you really feel if you don't like the guy for some reason because you just want your mom to be happy. Or you're going to tell your mom and then you're going to have to deal with the consequences of her possibly just disregarding what you say because she wants to be happy. There's just not much of a scenario where everyone is happy and lives happily ever after. Not in this one. We'll see. Always, we'll see. But it doesn't end well very much.
Bella only knows Joe as my friend. I didn't want her getting attached just in case me and Joe didn't work out.
What? Dude, what are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. They're saying, I didn't want to tell him because I don't want to get attached. You married her 2 years ago, but you didn't want to tell her you were married because you didn't want her to get attached. You still have to so now you're going to get a divorce in secret if she doesn't like her? It's not just her boys, it's your daughter too. These two adults could not be any more of big man and woman child because you're thinking on a middle school mentality of, we'll just do it and we'll tell everyone later. Like, not even tell a friend or something. Joanna didn't even tell her best friend who's there, who's also going to find out there. Not even a mention. And you know why? There's only one reason why nobody tells anyone, because you don't want to hear what they have to say because you're worried they're going to say something negative. Now, is that just because you're paranoid or because you know there's some signs there that may not be the best thing in the world and you're trying to just disregard them and shove them down so you can pretend that everything's happy? I think that's probably what's happening, and it's probably going to have some volatile things occur.
Boys don't want her to move here to Ireland, or they end up not liking me. I don't know what that looks like for mine and Joe's future.
Well, what do you think is going to happen? You think they're just going to happily say we want our mom to move there? He says if they don't want their mom to move to Ireland. Well, whether they tell you or not, they're not going to want their mom to move to Ireland. She's got one son that's like 10, but she's about to leave him and just up and move and say, I'll be back every month and for 2 weeks. That's not a way to raise your child. You have a 10-year-old son who needs his mom, just like he needs his dad. But yet you're willing to move across the world because you claim to be in love or something, and maybe you are, but you have priorities. And those priorities are your children. So if it's not home or he's not willing to come there and he has a child as well, it's probably not the best call. Not right now, at least. This one is not going to, have the happy ending that everyone in the show thinks they're going to have. It's just, it's going to either be some sort of, volatile, we're fighting all the time, or some of the kids aren't going to like the other one, and then they're going to have to make the decision that hurts everyone's feelings. It's not good. It's not good, and unfortunately for us, we have yet to see one that's just going to have that happily ever after, because it just doesn't seem to happen in these shows. Although, we hope when Married at First Sight comes back, one of them will work out at least. I'm hoping just one, but it doesn't look like one's going to work out on the show. So, we will see. Entertaining as it is, it's just not always positive. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and make sure you share it as well. I appreciate all the support, and I will see y'all next time.